Hey there, poll of the day. Mead back again for video number 2. This one in AMA. I want to thank everybody for being patient. I know I implied that I was going to do the video yesterday, but the wife and I, we had an opportunity to go look at the apartment or loft that we're going to be moving into. Right now we're in this temporary one, so we needed to take advantage of that. But to go ahead and get started, Sarcasma asks me right off the bat if I'm Team Jen or Team RC, and to provide 3 reasons why. Sarcasma, he's very clever to ask this because it's a tough one. If I was smart, I probably would not answer this one, but what the heck. Gun to my head, I think I'd pick RC. You know, I want to pick Jen because she's, funny, and Ernie is really cute. But I'm going to go with RC because lately she's been posting better memes. They've been funnier. She gets warned less often, so she generally posts more on the board. And lastly, Evil Magus, he points out that Otis would think that I'm racist if I pick Jen, and I'd rather people not think that I'm racist, so RC is what I'll pick. Let's see, Yutter H just wants to be mentioned, so hello Yutter H. I recognize you as a POTDer. Let's see, Bear, would you consider joining Heli Squad? I would like to join Heli Squad. I'm a little bit offended that I'm not already part of it. I mean, Link Pizza, don't have any questions, just want to be mentioned. Link Pizza, I think you're a good poster. Let's see, Sarcasma has a hypothetical. I'm an old man. Kids on the lawn, skateboarding, listening to hip hop. How do I scare them off? I approach them, I greet them, and I begin telling them everything I know about Metal Gear. Steamed Hams, what do I think about you? I like you. You've been here a long time, I'm pretty sure. You're funny. Good poster. Argonaut Weekend just wants to be mentioned. You're kind of an oddball, to be honest, but you post some, interesting topics about, rare currency and other stuff, so you're all right. Let's see. Ogre Sama. I still don't, probably not pronouncing your username correctly, but you want to know my top 10 Simpsons episodes, so I'll try to go through these fairly quickly. And I haven't watched Simpsons in a long time, so, this is kind of, I looked up online, episodes I could remember, but number 10, Camp Krusty. Number 9, The Flaming Moe. Number 8, Radioactive Man. I like that one a lot. There's lots of stuff going on in that one. You Only Move Twice. That's a classic one. The Hank Scorpio. Lisa the Iconoclast. I like that one a lot because that's the one that generated the words ambiguous and cromulent. Those are funny. Number 5, Mr. Plow. That's a good one. Lemon of Troy. I like that one a lot, where they go to Shelbyville and then everything's like Bizarro Springfield. Mountain of Madness. I like that one. That's where Homer and Mr. Burns get trapped on the mountain together. I like the dynamic between Mr. Burns and Homer a lot because Mr. Burns is so, nefarious and evil, and Homer is so dense that it goes over his head. He doesn't even realize it most of the time. Number 2, 22 short films about Springfield. That one's great. Every scene is just really funny. And my favorite episode, I'll probably pronounce it incorrectly, but it's El Vieja Misterioso de Nuestro Homer. That is the episode where Homer eats the Guatemalan insanity peppers and goes on the vision quest with the space coyote with Johnny Cash voicing it. I really like that episode. I've seen it a few dozen times probably. I just feel like it makes me laugh out loud every time. There's always something just outrageous going on in that one. Next up, Zareth, do you love me as much as I love you? Yes. Steam Tan, you're not asking a question there. Let's see. Leechy, what is so hot? It's cool, but so cool it's hot. Raisins. Ziggy, are Zeus and Janway really the same person? I don't know. I think it's possible. I have reasons to suspect they may be. And I have evidence that proves it's true. Susan Green Eyes, who's your favorite superhero and why? My favorite superhero, well, I guess you could argue that he's not a hero, but I would say the Hulk. I've always liked the Hulk. He's big, strong, green. He's mad. He breaks things. He's simple, He just hits stuff. He's really strong. He can jump really far. That's it. FarQ, you want to know how I met my wife? And, just details. When I decided to marry her. I met my wife, back in 2004. I worked at a movie theater in AMC. She worked there as well. And I took notice of her one day when she was stocking candy in the little glass, display cases. If you ever go up to the concession stand, they want you to know what the candy looks like. And she was like laughing and joking around with everybody, and she kept falling backwards. She was doing like this stupid thing where she was kneeling down, but still keeping her feet planted down on the ground. And like 3 times she like fell backwards. And, she didn't let it bother her at all. She was still just, laughing and having fun with everybody. And that's the first time that I remember realizing that, I liked this girl. And we got to, I started inviting, we had a big group of friends at the time. I started inviting her along, just to have fun with us. Initially, pretty early on, I asked her like, hey, I kind of like you. Do you want to do something, just the two of us? And she initially was like, I don't know. And I was very embarrassed and devastated. I found out later that, she was brought up Catholic and was never allowed to be around boys or anything. So, I kind of scared her when I asked her that. But we got to know each other more over that summer. We became really good friends. And then, eventually she kind of fell for me. We started living together. Things were really good right off the bat. We had been together for, I think it was about 5 months or so when I decided, beyond any doubt, this is the person I want to spend my life with. I've never been happier. And she said yes right away, so it's been good ever since. I'm very lucky. Next question. Sun Wukong, how was St. Louis? It's really great so far. I'm really happy. I was worried about the cold, but strangely, it doesn't really feel that cold even when it's 30 degrees outside. I'm still able to take, the dogs out to do their business, and it's been fine. I have not visited the arch yet. I've been waiting for a day that my wife and I can both go, because that'd be a fun thing for us to do. Tomorrow, possibly, we might go do that, because it's not far from us at all. Firewood 18, will you open and drink a bottle of mead during your video? Sure. I have here, this is Apis Jadwiga Poltorok. It is an import from Poland. It tastes like pretty much just warm honey and raspberries. And it is very good. Let's see. Oh, that's good stuff. Eddie. Detailed thoughts on Panda Master and Philoctetes. I think that's Greek something. I don't know how to pronounce it. They're both weird. I mean, they have this really bizarre gimmick that it's not funny. I mean, I've never found it funny. It's not interesting, but they keep doing it for, years. I don't know how they have the time to do something so weird. But also, you're an oddball yourself. Like, I don't understand your gimmick, but you're less weird than them. Let's see, detailed thoughts on Smoke Mastery. I'm not fond of him. You know, it's nothing like really specific or like super personal. I find him unpleasant. He seems to me, I get the impression from him that he's probably a bit of a bully. You know, he seems like the kind of person that'll kick someone when they're down, or you know, kind of take a jab at them if they're already being self-deprecating. And Smoke Mastery, he had a couple questions for me. He wants to know why I log out to look at people I have ignored, and why I mentioned him in the last video without his consent. And the answer to both of those questions is that I freaking feel like it. And he also wants to know what the deal is with the thing that I do where I will routinely log out to look at posts of users that I have ignored. He wants to know, why would I have them ignored if I'm going to look at their posts anyways? You know, it doesn't make sense. And my answer to that is that I only do that sometimes. I do that if someone is posting in one of my topics and I want to know who it is, what are they saying, you know, or if I'm in a topic where I think someone might be saying something interesting directly to me or in response to something that I've said, but I don't want to see that person's posts overall, you know, just in any random topic, just because I, you know, either find them unpleasant or there's somebody that, you know, I find myself arguing with a lot and I don't, you know, want to be doing that with that person. Again, because I feel like it. Okay, this one will be fun. Next up, Zeus. There's a lot to unpack here. First, you want to know why I make these videos right after I call you out on something during an argument. That makes no sense at all, and I think you know it doesn't. The last video I made